Business continuity audit and disaster recovery are critical components of a company's risk management strategy. Here's an overview of each. Business continuity audit. A business continuity audit evaluates an organization's ability to continue operations in the event of a disruption or disaster. It involves assessing the company's plans, procedures, and resources to ensure they are adequate for responding to various types of incidents. The audit typically covers areas such as risk assessment, business impact analysis, continuity planning, crisis management, communication strategies, and recovery strategies. The goal of the audit is to identify weaknesses or gaps in the organization's continuity plans and to recommend improvements to enhance resilience and preparedness. Disaster recovery. Disaster recovery refers to the processes and procedures an organization implements to recover and restore critical business functions and IT systems following a disaster or disruptive event. This typically involves having backup systems, data recovery plans, and procedures in place to minimize downtime and ensure business continuity. Disaster recovery plans often include strategies for data backup, system redundancy, failover mechanisms, and recovery point objectives, RPOs, and recovery time objectives, RTOs. Regular testing and updating of disaster recovery plans are essential to ensure they remain effective and aligned with the organization's evolving needs and technologies. Key steps in business continuity audit and disaster recovery. Risk assessment. Identify potential threats and vulnerabilities that could disrupt operations. Business impact analysis. BIA assess the potential impact of disruptions on critical business functions, processes, and resources. Developing plans. Develop comprehensive business continuity and disaster recovery plans based on the findings of the risk assessment and BIA. Implementation. Implement the plans, ensuring that all necessary resources and technologies are in place to support continuity and recovery efforts. Testing and training. Regularly test the plans through exercises and simulations to identify weaknesses and ensure staff are trained to respond effectively during a crisis. Monitoring and updating. Continuously monitor the effectiveness of the plans and update them as needed to address changing threats, technologies, and business requirements. Auditing and compliance. Conduct regular audits to assess compliance with regulatory requirements and industry best practices, and to ensure that the organization's continuity and recovery plans remain robust and effective. By following these steps and maintaining a proactive approach to business continuity and disaster recovery, organizations can minimize the impact of disruptions and maintain operations even in challenging circumstances. Business continuity audit. Scope definition. Clearly define the scope of the audit, including the areas, processes, and systems to be evaluated. This could include IT systems, infrastructure, personnel, communication plans, and more. Documentation review. Review existing documentation related to business continuity, including policies, procedures, plans, and previous audit reports. Risk assessment. Evaluate the organization's risk assessment process to identify potential threats, vulnerabilities, and their potential impacts on business operations. Business impact analysis. BIA assess the effectiveness of the BIA process in identifying critical business functions, dependencies, and recovery priorities. Plan review. Examine the organization's business continuity and disaster recovery plans to ensure they are comprehensive, up-to-date, and aligned with business objectives and regulatory requirements. Testing and exercises. Assess the frequency and effectiveness of testing and exercises conducted to validate the organization's readiness to respond to disruptions. Training and awareness. Evaluate the organization's training programs and awareness initiatives to ensure that staff are adequately trained and prepared to implement business continuity and disaster recovery plans. Resource allocation. Review the allocation of resources, including personnel, technology, and facilities, to support business continuity and disaster recovery efforts. Supplier and vendor assessment. Assess the resilience of key suppliers and vendors to ensure continuity of supply chains and critical services during a disruption. Communication strategies. Evaluate communication strategies and protocols for internal and external stakeholders during a crisis, including emergency notification systems and communication channels. Regulatory compliance. Verify compliance with relevant regulatory requirements, industry standards, and best practices related to business continuity and disaster recovery. Continuous improvement. identify opportunities for improvement based on audit findings, and provide recommendations for enhancing the organization's resilience and preparedness. Disaster recovery. Backup and recovery systems. Implement robust backup systems and recovery mechanisms for critical data, applications, and systems to minimize data loss and downtime. Redundancy and failover. Deploy redundant systems, networks, and infrastructure to ensure high availability and resilience against hardware failures and other disruptions. Recovery time objectives, RTO, and recovery point objectives, RPO. Define RTO and RPO targets for different systems and applications to determine acceptable downtime and data loss thresholds. Data protection. Implement data protection measures, such as encryption, access controls, and data loss prevention strategies, to safeguard sensitive information during recovery operations. Testing and validation. Regularly test and validate disaster recovery plans through simulated scenarios and exercises to identify gaps and improve response capabilities. Cloud-based solutions. Consider leveraging cloud-based disaster recovery solutions for added scalability, flexibility, and cost-effectiveness. Documentation and procedures. Document recovery procedures, escalation paths, and responsibilities clearly to ensure smooth execution during a crisis. Supplier and partner coordination. Coordinate with suppliers, partners, and service providers to ensure alignment of disaster recovery plans and interoperability of systems and processes. Continuous monitoring. Implement monitoring and alerting mechanisms to detect potential issues and ensure the ongoing effectiveness of disaster recovery measures. Post-recovery evaluation. Conduct post-recovery evaluations to assess the effectiveness of the response, identify lessons learned, and make improvements for future incidents. By integrating robust business continuity audit practices with comprehensive disaster recovery strategies, organizations can enhance their resilience and ensure continuity of operations even in the face of unexpected disruptions. Business continuity audit. Crisis management plan review. Evaluate the organization's crisis management plan to ensure it provides clear guidelines and procedures for responding to various types of crises effectively. Resource availability assessment. Assess the availability of resources, including facilities, equipment, and personnel, to support business continuity efforts during a crisis. Dependencies analysis. Analyze dependencies within the organization and with external entities, e.g., suppliers, partners, to identify potential points of failure and develop strategies for mitigating risks. Incident response capability. Evaluate the organization's incident response capability, including its ability to detect, assess, and respond to incidents promptly to minimize their impact on business operations. Business continuity governance. Review the governance structure and processes for managing business continuity initiatives, including roles, responsibilities, and accountability mechanisms. Business continuity awareness and training. Assess the effectiveness of awareness and training programs in ensuring that employees understand their roles and responsibilities during a crisis and are prepared to execute business continuity plans. Third-party service providers evaluation. Evaluate the resilience of third-party service providers and their ability to maintain service levels and support business operations during disruptions. Regulatory compliance and reporting. Verify compliance with regulatory requirements related to business continuity planning and reporting, including documentation of incidents and response activities. Disaster recovery. Business impact analysis enhancement. Continuously refine the BIA process to ensure that critical business functions and processes are accurately identified and recovery priorities are aligned with business objectives. Automated recovery tools implementation. Explore the use of automated recovery tools and technologies to streamline recovery processes, reduce manual intervention, and improve recovery times. Geographical redundancy. Consider establishing geographically dispersed data centers or cloud regions to enhance resilience and minimize the impact of regional disasters. Mobile recovery centers. Maintain contracts with mobile recovery centers or recovery-as-a-service providers to ensure rapid deployment of recovery resources in case of site-level disasters. Data replication technologies. Deploy data replication technologies, such as synchronous or asynchronous replication, to ensure data consistency and minimize data loss in the event of a disaster. Cybersecurity incident response integration. Integrate disaster recovery plans with cybersecurity incident response processes to ensure a coordinated and effective response to cyber incidents that may result in data loss or system outages. Vendor risk management. Evaluate the resilience of key vendors and service providers through vendor risk assessments and contractual agreements that include disaster recovery requirements and service level agreements, SLAs. Continuous improvement processes. Establish processes for continuous improvement of disaster recovery capabilities, including regular reviews, updates, and enhancements based on lessons learned from testing, incidents, and audits. Business continuity and disaster recovery integration. Ensure alignment and integration between business continuity and disaster recovery plans to ensure a comprehensive and coordinated approach to managing disruptions and restoring business operations. Executive leadership involvement. Engage executive leadership in disaster recovery initiatives to provide sponsorship, allocate resources, and prioritize investments in resilience-building efforts. By focusing on these areas and continuously improving business continuity and disaster recovery capabilities, organizations can enhance their resilience, minimize disruptions, and maintain business operations even in the face of unexpected challenges.